welcome to this episode of When I Tell You. As always, in studio with me is producer Luke, and today is a very first for our podcast in that I have somebody in front of me who I've never met before, and then another first in that he brought his wife along with him. Today we have Nate and Kathleen. What's up, guys?
Man, I'm really excited to be here. I'm sorry, I already did it. It's good. Zach?
Yes.
Okay, Zach.
Big fan, obviously.
Haven't heard it yet, but I definitely plan on listening to it because this sounds like so much fun. It's just, a couple idiot guys sitting around telling their stories.
Whoa.
Well, come on. I mean, that's...
Just kidding.
I understand why I'm here. I get it.
You're right. That's awesome. Kathleen, welcome. You've done
Thanks.
podcasts before, though, right?
A very short segment with Luke, but that was it.
What was it?
It was about bowling. I was on a bowling league for a little bit. So it was for his Yago Sports.
Uh-huh.
And so he wanted me to give a little segment about bowling because that's one of the few things that I know very well as far as sports go.
For people who didn't hear it, give me a quick synopsis of what you talked about.
Oh, gosh. Okay. So I've been out of bowling league for a little while now, so it might be a
skills
little
are rusty.
Yeah, so it might be a little rusty. But it's just basically the scoring is the hardest part of bowling. And so it was talking about the 10 frames and how you can get to 300 in that and what strikes and spares and everything are.
Oh, shoot.
So,
All right.
yeah.
Well, cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Go check it out. Well, so this is I barely even got to talk to y'all before we started recording, so I figured a fun way to get to know Nate, because you're our storyteller today.
Yeah.
Just and so the audience can get to know you, and it's a fun game to break the ice a little bit.
Okay.
I feel like you can jump into this pretty easily without any warning, but I want to play 2 truths and a lie.
Easy.
Got it. Yes, I knew it. All right, go ahead and start whenever you want, and I'll guess.
Okay, 2 truths and a lie. Let's get this going here. 2 truths and then a lie.
No, that's not how you play.
Let's start with, I was setting you up, man. You were going to fall for it immediately. So yeah, my 2 truths and a lie is I am 11 years older than my wife, Kathleen. This is my second wife. I was on a reality game show on ESPN while I was in college. And I have a history major and teach high school, and I'm the head soccer coach.
That was a lot of things, wasn't it?
I think I know the lie. Because you averted eye contact. I know you're a teacher, but I don't think you coach soccer.
Well, I actually screwed up. I panicked and I told 2 lies. I have 7 truths and 2 lies. So let's see what you can do here.
You gave a lot of options.
All right, well, throw it out. What were the truths?
No, so
because I was wrong.
I have my wonderful, lovely wife here. I'm 11 years older than her. Although she's my first wife. I don't know why I went with 2.
So he went with one option, but it had a truth and a
Yeah,
lie
I
in
screwed
it.
up. But we moved on from there.
So each thing you said had 2 truths and a lie in
We'll
it.
see where it goes.
Pretty much.
I am a high school psychology and sociology teacher, and I am the head tennis coach of Jersey Village High School.
Yes.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And I was on a reality game show on ESPN in 2005, and it is pretty funny. It's on YouTube. You have to check it out sometime.
What was it called?
It's called I'd Do Anything. You actually competed for somebody else, and my dad was on the show with me. And the whole point of the show, if I won, my dad got to go to Spain and hang out with Maria Sharapova for a weekend.
Okay, don't tell us if you won. I want to know, but I also want to YouTube it to find out, because otherwise why would I
It's
want
very exciting. Well,
It's very funny.
I don't win, but that doesn't matter. That's
but
not the
he
point of
did-
the show. I know you just said that. Not the point of the show. So much fun, regardless.
He has to do a fitness competition in it. Where
Miss Fitness America.
Miss America, where
Oh
he's
my God.
dressed in a 2-piece workout fit.
Yeah, I got a
workout
tankini
outfit.
in front of about 1,000 people in
And
California.
he has to try and do the splits and all these workout things, and yeah.
We'll post it in the show.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well,
Oh, show notes. That'll get me some hits. Because 30 people watched it.
are you trying to get that out
Yeah,
there?
we got to get it
Watched
up.
it a good solid 30 times.
Well, I appreciate
So
you
all
being
the
all
views are
30
Luke.
views.
So it's all just Luke.
That's right.
He's the only one who watched it.
That's amazing. Well, cool. Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you for your 8 truths and 5 lies. Yeah, and I mean, I feel like that's a good way to get to know somebody and break the ice, and then we can just segue right on in, because we're not here to hear me yap. We're here to
Okay.
hear your story, and I'm excited about it because I have no idea what you're going to say.
Oh, man.
So-
I'm excited to tell my story.
Launch in.
Yeah. So it starts out, we're going to open with the title of the story, and we're going to lay it out there in the fact that this is not necessarily considered offensive. I'm probably rambling. This isn't good right
Also,
now.
Kathleen, feel free to jump in if you have any.
Okay.
So I guess,
Impression.
Because I know the characters
You know the
in the
story?
story. Yes,
Okay.
and I know all the characters in it.
all right, let's try again. So we're going to start out just with the name of it. I kind of refer to this as my gay chicken story. And the idea of gay chicken, I know in the year 2018, I feel even weird saying it, but this was a thing when I graduated high school in 98. A lot of guys, it was a different time, and we would kind of mess with each other. And you would see kind of how far you could progress in a physical relationship with your friend, and he would come back at you and just kind of see who would back down first. It's one of those things where like high school boys all just kind of, they're all a little gay anyway. They just don't know how to like say it, so they play this game to feel better about themselves.
That's just Nate and his friends.
So
Every guy listening to this is just shaking their heads.
Yeah,
Like,
no, that wasn't
the
me.
worst part is that doesn't really have anything to do with the story. That was just me offending, 40% of the population.
which is why we're here.
That's fine. Here it is. So, about 5 years ago, I used to be in a golf league. And we would play the second Saturday of every month. This was a year-long thing in these tournaments. And the final golf tournament, we would go to Louisiana to Grand Casino Coshada and have a fun golf weekend at the casino with a bunch of guys. Tons of fun, and some of my really close friends are in there. They're the ones that got me in. My buddy Jeff Thorpe got me to join the league. And then one of my best friends, Justin Wimpy, was in it as well. So when we go to Coshada, the three of us are going to share a room. But we go off and, we're at a casino. And it's awesome. So we're gambling, we're having a fun time. A few drinks are flowing, and I lose all of my money so fast that it wasn't even like entertaining. I just lost it all and felt shame and went back to the room. Fortunately, this was the second Saturday in October, and college football is in full throes. So I go back to the room to watch some college football. I'm watching my beloved University of Houston Cougars as I kind of drift in and out of that sleep stage. Have you ever been there? Mm-hmm. You're kind of asleep. Oh, yeah, I understand. So you're kind of asleep. You're kind of not asleep. You're going back and forth. You're jumping in and out. So my buddy Justin, we're not changing names here. I want this to get out, and I want the world to know that Justin Wimpy.
I want people to know that last name exists.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
it
yes.
totally
Yes.
exists. Justin Wimpy from Atascocita. This is his real name, and this is a true story.
Ironically, he's good at everything he does.
Amazing.
So,
Yeah, he's one of those short
Anything
guys.
athletic, yeah.
Little man complex. He's good at everything. But anyway, so Justin comes back an hour and a half or so later, and Justin has had more to drink than I had been drinking, and we're sharing a bed, and Justin climbs into bed with me. So we're laying there, and I'm watching football, but I'm like kind of asleep, and Justin rolls over, and he puts his arm around me. And I'm like, man, Justin's just messing with me. I'm not going to no, I'm not backing down. My mind goes back to gay chicken, Zach. That's where I went wrong. But Justin throws his arm over me. I'm not going to put up with him showing me up, so I back in. I'm like, okay, all little spoon, let's go. Let's see where this takes us. And as I back in, and I'm getting comfortable, got the warmth back there, he simultaneously puts his hand in my pants and kisses the back of my neck. And I throw him off. And I'm like, Justin, what the hell, man? And this is actually one of the best parts. He was upset that I was rebuffing him. It wasn't that he was upset what was happening. He was mad that I wasn't letting him have his way with me. But I don't totally know if this happens or not. So the next morning, we wake up, and we're cleaning, and everybody's just kind of quiet. We're just getting our stuff together. And finally, the guy, Jeff Thorpe, that was in the other bed, goes, so what's this I heard last night about gay chicken? And I was like, I knew it was true. I knew it. You did do that to me. And he got embarrassed. It was wonderful. So immediately I call his wife to let her know. I was like, hey, so your husband tried to have sex with me. And her response was, I knew it would happen eventually. He's a very handsy sleeper. So he's one of my best friends. We travel. We go on ski trips everywhere. We do all these things together. And everybody knows the story. And I'm always the one. I still have to sleep with Justin because at least he's already touched me. So, that story went kind of fast, but that's my gay chicken story.
Oh, well, I have questions.
Oh, good.
So many questions.
So y'all were all in one room,
Yeah.
and this was all happening in one bed.
Yes, there were two beds, but
Okay.
Justin and I were in one bed.
Okay, and so he was joking with you?
No, I believe
I feel like he was asleep.
Yeah, I think he was kind of inebriated and felt the warm body next to me and assumed I was a beautiful redheaded woman.
Which is his wife.
His wife.
His wife. He didn't explain it. His wife is redheaded.
It's like, even though your hair is painfully blonde.
Painfully, and I have much smaller titties than her.
Okay.
So that, I'm sure that would have upset him
Prove
as well. Well, we got what we got. There you go. Kathleen, your turn? No?
No, I'm good.
Wow.
Thanks.
I'm making a change to the podcast. I only want couples from here on out. And I want to get to the point until I have like a live fight on the podcast. That's amazing. So wait, it wasn't awkward the
No,
next
no,
morning?
no. Life isn't awkward. It only is if you make it awkward. Like,
That's like one of his mottos, which
Yeah.
I don't necessarily.
I feel
I
like,
get it.
yeah, I feel like that's a way to get away with a lot.
Yes.
well,
He always says it's nothing's awkward until you make it awkward, and I'm like, no, there are a lot of awkward situations I did not make.
Well, somebody
make
flew off
awkward.
that bed, so somebody made it awkward.
Yes.
well, it really was fine. You boil it down, it's just one friend trying to have sex with another friend and him telling him no. And like, we got over it. We moved on. There's nothing to dwell on.
And yet here we are.
Yeah.
Dwelling.
Yeah, 5 years later, telling a story for the world to hear.
That is amazing.
Justin
They're just
Wimpy
very
attempted
close.
to have sex with his male best friend.
Give his address. Why don't you have a phone
I'll have
number?
to pull it out. He will be knowing this is on.
Oh, that's incredible. Anything else happened during that trip that like afterwards, or did y'all ride back in a car together? or
Oh
anything?
yeah,
I just feel like that would be
spent
such a
we
weird.
still played golf together the next day, and no, it wasn't weird. You know, we just look at each other and just kind of have a laugh and like, hey, dude, remember when you touched my junk last night and kissed me? And he's like, oh yeah, I totally remember that.
Amazing.
Does he remember it though?
Oh, sure, we'll say he does.
Statute of limitations. You
I'm
remember?
Yeah,
I'm
pretty
surprised.
sure he remembers.
Mid sleep.
God. I feel like we should have prefaced this with like light some candles, listener.
Which
was
mood.
yeah.
Well, no, that wouldn't be fair because that was most definitely not the frame of mind I was in. You know, it was much more like this, just a couple people talking, except I was alone watching football. But it was, it was a very normal night
Situation.
until Justin Wimpy tried to have sex with me.
Amazing. Dang.
Yeah.
Gay chicken. I was expecting whenever you preface this with like the name is gay chicken, I thought it was gonna be about a chicken.
Oh, God, I'll tell you what. If I can ever come up with a story about a homosexual chicken, Zach, I will call you so fast. You'll be the first person I tell.
I'll just record it from the phone and just throw it on the podcast.
And I guarantee if my number pops up on your phone, it's worth it.
Okay.
Yeah, don't screen that one.
Duly noted.
You want the gay chicken story.
Amazing. Well, that was a fast story, but it was very good.
Okay. Well, all right.
And I appreciated it. But we're not done.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes we have like serious podcast episodes, or sometimes we have people who like want to end it on a lighter note. Sometimes, so we have a game and we play it every single time. It's no surprise to the listener if they've made it this far, but it is a surprise to people that are just listening because it's you. Too.
I was wondering why you had the urn on the table. So
Well,
this is
so we
good.
dumped the ashes, and I want you to describe it for the listener, and then inside of it, you will pull one and you'll read it out loud, and we're all four going to answer it because Luke never gets to answer these, and I want him to get in on this.
Good. I'm for that. So we're looking at about an 8-inch tall wooden urn, apparently made of cherry wood. It is unevenly stained, but a lot of hand craftsmanship in here. We're happy. It's got a removable lid, so we're popping that off. And then, am I still going, or are we just?
I think you're good.
Okay, we described it.
I love listening to how people do it.
All right, there are a lot of things in here.
Compliments of LinkedIn, Glassdoor, and my brain.
Oh, the brains are the best ones. So am I reading live here?
Yep.
Okay, so this is saying, what skill would you like to master? What skill? How long do I get to think about this, or are we just
However
going?
long you want. Editing is a beautiful thing.
Editing is a beautiful thing. No, we'll just go with it. I'll tell you a skill that I would love to master that I don't even possess. Is language a skill? Can we say
Yeah.
linguistics?
Oh man, that's what I was gonna say.
Oh, no. I came up with it first. I think I would love to be fluent, and I know I could just say all languages, but let's make it a little bit realistic. Let's go with Mandarin. There's a lot of Chinese people on this earth. And as like a big, tall, blonde, white guy, I think I could get far in life if I could like throw some Mandarin down.
Yeah. I have so many of my friends are multilingual, and they have so many stories about going to the country of origin of that language and people talking about them or like saying snide things about them, like knowing that they're American, and that my friend
And just
like
knowing.
speaking in that like surprising them, and then the people just looking at them like, oh shit,
Yeah.
like what did I just do? That's
Oh,
awesome.
well, and so Kathleen and I and some other friends, we're going to go over and we're going to be in Hong Kong some next year. And I've had a friend that lived in Beijing, and he's pretty much told me, he's like, yeah, dude, you're a 6'1" white blonde guy. Like people are going to stare and take pictures. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. But like if I could speak Mandarin, I feel like I could host China's Got Talent like right now if I could speak Mandarin.
Just all of China's Got Talent.
Dude, 1.7 billion people, they got some talent.
They also have the best game shows.
Oh, I'm sure there'd just be. I watched some of the Japanese ones.
Didn't Adam host one?
Yeah, my friend was on one when he was out there, but that's really not going to be a part of this story, probably. It's long and it doesn't involve us.
We have a white guy's friend of ours who hosted a Chinese game show.
So the idea was not totally original.
She's just ruining things. We're good.
Oh, yes, the fight. It didn't even take that long.
It's going to go down now.
Yeah. And we're back. All right,
All right, Zach.
Kathleen.
Oh, Kathleen.
Oh, okay.
No,
well,
we're
so language was going to be mine because honestly, that would be so helpful. And if we were just making up anything, I would have said every language in the world because that would have just been awesome.
Well, then you may as well master the skill to fly, Kathleen.
I mean, there's no limitations to this question.
It's true.
So you can come up with
why
whatever
don't you
want
want to fly?
Because I would rather learn every single language on the face of the planet. So I'm going to say then a skill that I would like to master is just being very comfortable in front of large crowds because that is something that Nate is very good at and me not so much.
Well worded sentence there.
Like he says he feels more comfortable if the crowd is even bigger, and if it's a real small intimate group, it's a little more intimidating to him. And I'm like, no, like that a large crowd, it's more people to embarrass yourself in front of, and that's how I view it. So I would love to just master being very comfortable in front of a large crowd and being able to have that, because I also can't think on my feet very well. I'm
You're
not
doing
very good
amazing
at
right now.
but I'm not good at improv or anything like that. So I have to have but it's also a small group for me. So that's what the difference is. True. If it was a large group, now he's making me nervous.
People.
Don't worry, he will not be editing that.
If it was a large group, I'd be like in the corner, like real clammy.
Got it.
So yeah,
I like a bigger group too because you can find
Really?
one person that's like nodding along, and you can avoid all the
Yeah.
other people that
That's
are
right.
like falling asleep.
well, see, to me, it's so I have a big fear of like how people judge me and like, or what they're thinking, and so that's just more people to judge me.
True.
And he's just like, well, you can't see any of them if it's a large group. It's just a big dark blob if you're on stage or
True.
something. So,
I
but I
get
don't
it.
necessarily agree. So,
Luke, you're on the spot.
Yeah,
You
you've
wanna
had more
answer
time to
it?
think
You don't
about
have
it.
to if you don't want to.
Let me see if this will stretch.
there you go.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, I was not expecting to answer a question
You also have the
or
power not to.
or to be a voice on your podcast at any point. If I read the question for me again.
I think it's like
What skill would you like to master?
What skill would I like to master? I'll tell you what, I can like see 40 on the horizon. I'm getting old. And one of the things that I very much in reality want to do before I'm 40, I'll let that be my answer. I want to dunk a basketball again.
Ooh,
So when I was a
again.
young man, I could dunk a basketball. I was never like a great jumper or anything, but I do want to one more time before I'm 40 years old, dunk a basketball. I would love to be able to actually master that skill though, because that's a whole different that's a whole different thing.
I have a terrible dose of reality for you, Luke. I had a student last year just bomb one of my tests, and he basically said, all right, coach, let's go play basketball for points on the test. And I'm sneaky athletic. They don't know I'm good at stuff. So I was like, yeah, let's go play. So I went, crushed the kid. And then he started running around trying to do stuff. I was like, yeah, I used to be able to dunk as well. I was like, so now let me just jump and like hang on the rim to show off for this kid. And I was like in show off mode. So I had the adrenal glands. Like they were firing. I run and jump. Dude, I swear I was like 6 inches short of the rim. I wasn't even close to the rim.
I can get rim. I've tested
You
that.
still can?
But I'm taller than you too. So
Yeah, but I'm not short.
you're not short, but I also have long, lanky arms. So it doesn't require a whole lot for me. You probably still have a higher vertical than I do.
According to what happened to me this last semester, no, I don't. I jump very, very short.
I can
That's terrible subject
I
group.
can just get rim, which is really sad for someone who's 6'4" with really long arms. But
Can you palm a ball? Because that's big.
depends on the ball.
Because that was when I could dunk, I couldn't palm the basketball. So it's like I had to do that awkward, like get the momentum on it thing. So if you could palm, that's big.
Yeah.
What do you mean depends on the ball? Aren't all basketballs the same size?
no, not really.
Oh my gosh.
No, they're not.
You
Not
embarrass
really.
me all the time. We're in front of
Bowling
friends.
is the only thing I know.
Okay, I'm gonna give the mic back to
All
Kathleen
right, thanks for your answer.
Okay, we're just
We'll
retract
only
that.
talk about bowling.
Edit
now.
out that question I asked, apparently.
And I guess my answer, because mine probably would have been
missing the mic.
I'm what? Oh. I'm just like talking about I honestly probably would have said language too, but I guess if I had to choose one that's not language, probably cooking without having to like just knowing like good recipes over and over and over again, but like a lot of them. Because I feel like I'm always looking up, I'm Googling them and then I'm going to HEB and I'm just getting chicken and not finishing. So I just eat a lot of the same. So probably cooking. But
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
'Cause I
I thought
wish
so.
I could taste things and say, oh, this needs more whatever. And
You know
I can't
what?
do that. I don't have the sophisticated palate.
I
so
take it
can't do
back. I kind of want to be a som. I don't know how to say it. Like sommelier? Yeah, sommelier.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
But like one of the master ones where there's like 5 of them in the world.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
The ones
So
I can tell you
we
if there was like a fire like 5 years ago where the vineyard was.
Yes.
Oh.
And you
It's
can taste it
nuts.
in the grapes.
Yeah, I had no idea necessarily what that was, but we have a friend kind of going through that program, and you have to be able to taste the wine and be able to like what region, what type of like, and that's just like the lower level. You said like the higher levels can say if there was a fire 5 years ago or something.
It's crazy.
nuts.
There's a really good Netflix documentary about that, but
Really?
that's not what this podcast is about. Well, cool. Thanks, guys. That was awesome. Thanks for being my first couple and my first I don't know you people.
Yes.
Oh, this is fun,
that's
Zach.
awesome.
Thanks
But
a
now I
lot,
do.
man.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks, guys, for listening. If you want, head over to Twitter and answer the question to remind you it's what skill would you like to master? Be sure to follow us on all other social media, and I always say you'll see us next time, or we'll see you next time. But thanks for joining us, and join us next time.